My name's Jessica. I'm a fully qualified maths teacher and today's topic is factorising quadratics. Okay, so quadratic formula looks like this. We have ax squared plus bx plus c. If we're asked to solve it, it will say equals 0. Okay, so ax squared plus bx plus c, that is the formula for quadratics. So that's the format that they take. So you could have 2x squared plus 4x plus 3 equals 0 and you're asked to solve it. For this video, I'm primarily going to focus on 1x squared, okay, so just x squared, and then in a follow-up video, I will look at more than that, so 2x squared, 3x squared, etc. Okay, I think the best way to learn maths is to do questions, so let's start with the first one. So I'm going to show you my method, so this is my preferred method for solving quadratics. There are loads of methods out there, so feel free to find one that works best for you. So let's look at this one. So we'll do x squared plus 14x plus 45 equals 0. Okay, so this is how I do it. So I'm going to do this little diagram here, multiply to give, add to give. You might see that as product and sum, P and S. So we're going to multiply to give, add to give. So multiply to give the two outside terms. So 1, because there's a 1 there, times 45, which is 45. And we always add to give the middle term, which is 14. Okay, so multiply to give the two outside terms, add to give the middle term. I'll say it again. So this is a quadratic. You're asked to solve it in your exam. Do your little grid, multiply to give, add to give. Multiply to give the two outside terms, add to give the middle term, okay? So now what we have to do is we have to think of two numbers that multiply together to give 45 and add to give 14. Both of these are positive, so we're thinking of two positive numbers, okay? So what all gives you 45? Well, you have an obvious one of 5 and 9, and 9 plus 5 is 14, so we've got it, hey presto. So then what you do, so you know factorising is all about putting things into brackets. So we're going to have two brackets, okay, equals 0, and we're going to have x plus 5 and x plus 9, okay. So then we can say that x plus 5 equals 0 or x plus 9 equals 0. Oops, sorry. So then what we need to do is we need to rearrange it to get the value of x. So we're going to move this to the other side. Remember, change side, change sign. Do the same with this one. And there you have it. There's your two values. So when you had the quadratic formula of x squared plus 14x plus 45, we knew it was quadratics, okay, because it's in the format of ax squared plus bx plus c. We did our product and sum, so we did our little grid down the side over here, and we multiplied to give the two outside terms and add to give the middle term. Then we worked out that 9 times 5 is 45 and 9 plus 5 is 14, so it works perfect. So then all you do is you put it into two brackets and we have got x and 5 and x and 9 in our brackets, and then we can say that x plus 5 equals 0 or x plus 9 equals 0. In a later video, I'm going to show you how to do expanding those double brackets, okay? Let's look at another one. So the next one says x squared minus 2x, this time we've got a minus, doesn't mean it's any harder, it's the exact same formula. Ax squared plus bx plus c, we know it's quadratic, it's equals 0, we've been asked to solve, okay, so we've been asked to solve it. First thing, quadratics, multiply, add, straight away write that down, okay? Teach your hand what to do when you see these kinds of sums. So multiply again to give the two outside terms, add to give the middle term. So multiply to give 1 times, because remember there's like a 1 there, 1 times minus 35. When signs are different, it's negative, good. When signs are the same, it's positive. So plus and a minus is a minus, so minus 35. And we always add to give the middle term, which is minus 2. So now we want to think of two numbers that multiply together to give 35, and we can add the negative in at the end, okay? So the obvious one I think is 7 and 5. So when we're multiplying, we need one negative, and we also need it to add or subtract to give minus 2. Well, if I put the minus with the 7, minus 7 plus 5 is minus 2, so it works perfect. If you'd have tried the minus on the 5, 7 minus 5 is 2, so you would know the minus has to go on the other one, okay? Straight away then, we have our two brackets, x minus 7 and x plus 5 equals 0. So then we can say that x minus 7 equals 0, or x plus 5 equals 0. Then we have to rearrange. Remember, change side, change sign. So we're moving these across, or x equals minus 5. So you get to know you're more or less flipping the sign, okay? So it cuts a bit of time in the exam. So you're more or less just flipping the sign. Hopefully these are going okay for you so far. If they're not, please don't panic. I'll do a couple more. You'll hopefully get into the rhythm of them. X squared minus x minus 20 equals 0. If there's no equal 0, let me just go back up and show you. Let's say this equal 0 wasn't here and you just had to factorize this. That would be your answer there. That would be all you would have to do. That's it, factorized. Okay, so that's it, factorized. When we went on and we had x equals or x equals, that was us solving the equation. So it had two possible values. Okay, so let's look at this one straight away. It's a quadratic. There's an x squared term. We're asked to solve it, multiply, add. Straight away, write that down. Okay. Then we're saying we're multiplying to give the two outside terms and we're adding to give the middle term. So we're multiplying to give 1 times minus 20. A plus and a minus is a minus, so signs are different, it's negative. Signs are the same, it's positive. So that's going to be minus 20. And then we have minus 1 in the middle. So we have to think of two numbers that multiply together to give minus 20 and add or subtract to give minus 1. So we have 5 and 4 gives 20, 2 and 10 gives 20. So let's have a look at them. So 2 and 10, is there any way we can make 1 between 2 and 10? There's not, so we'll score that one out. It's definitely not that one. 5 and 4, well, 5 minus 4 gives me plus 1. So minus 5 plus 4 is going to give me minus 1. Do you see that okay? So I had to think of two numbers that multiplied together to give minus 20, 5 and 4. Then we need the minus part. We know a plus and a minus gives us a minus. So one number must be positive and one number must be negative. So if I had put the minus with the 4, 5 minus 4 is 1. But we have got minus 1. So 1's no good. So it would have to be minus 5 plus 4 because minus 5 plus 4 is minus 1. So it works. Then all we do is take these values across, put them into our brackets, let it equal 0 because we have to have it equal 0 if we're going to solve it. And then we can say that x equals 5 or x equals minus 4. Because again, we had this wee line in there. If you still need to write it, keep writing it until you really understand what steps we're doing. We're moving those across or adding 5 to both sides, minus and 4 from both sides, whatever method of algebra you use. And there's your two values. Okay, let's do another one. So this time let's use p. So we've got p squared minus 13p minus 30 equals 0. Okay, straight away it's a quadratic. It's got our ax squared plus bx plus c. Remember that, I'm just going to write it actually underneath to show you what I mean. So there's our ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So we know it's quadratic. The a, the b and the c are normal numbers and our p's, our x's, whatever letters they choose to use, please don't be thrown by it, okay? Straight away, quadratic, do your grid, multiply to give, add to give. Multiply to give the two outside terms, add to give the middle term. So we have got 1 times minus 30, a plus and a minus is a minus, 30 times 1 is 30, okay? Then we are adding to give the middle term, which is minus 13. Don't forget as well, the sign to the left of a number belongs to that number, so it's important you include that also. So two numbers that multiply together to give 30. We have got 6 and 5. What else could we think of? We have 3 and 10. Okay, so let's look at these. So 6 and 5, can they add or subtract to give me 13? No, they can't. We would need 6 and 7. So 6 and 5 is no good, so get rid of that. 3 and 10, yes, we can definitely get 13 out of that. So let's go. So they have to multiply to give minus 30. Okay, so they have to multiply to give minus 30. So we need a plus and a minus in there. Okay. in there, okay? So then we can say that we have got minus 13, so we're going to need, so we're going to need minus 3 and minus 10 to get minus 13, but that's going to give me positive 30, so that's no good. Is there any other times table you can think of to give 30? 15 and 2. I'll pretend you said that one. That's a great one. So 15 and 2. So can I get minus 30 when I multiply them? And can I get minus 13 when I add or subtract them? So 15 minus 2 would give positive 13. So it's going to have to be minus 15 plus 2. It's going to give minus 13. And then minus 15 times 2 gives us our minus 30. Brilliant. It works. Okay. So then we can say P minus 15, P plus 2, all equals 0. So P equals 15 or P equals minus 2. Okay, so you have to be careful in those ones because the 3 and 10 almost had us. But because it had to be minus 30, we would have needed minus 3 minus 10 to get minus 13. But that wasn't going to give us minus 30. So I just double checked that I hadn't copied it down wrong, because sometimes I do that. But no, I hadn't. So then you have to think, right, what else multiplies to give 30 and adds or subtracts to give 13? Oh, 15 and 2. Okay, so minus 15 plus 2 is minus 13, and minus 15 times 2 is minus 30. So you know that it works. Okay, so let's do one more just to make sure that we've definitely got this. So I'll write the sum down in black. Let's see what one we will do. Let's do a k. So we'll do k squared, and double checking how I'm copying this down, plus 2k. K squared plus 2k plus 1 equals 0. Okay, so let me change colour. I'll do purple. Okay, straight away it's a quadratic. Draw your grid, multiply, add. We're multiplying to give the two outside terms and we're adding to give the middle term. Okay, so multiply to give 1, because ones are 1, and we're adding to give 2, because that's the middle term. Okay, so we want two numbers that multiply together to give 1 and add or subtract to give 2. Well, 1 times 1 is 1 and 1 plus 1 is 2. So this one's actually the easiest of them all. So it's k plus 1 and k plus 1 equals 0. So k equals minus 1. Okay, so that seems to be our only value for that one. So hopefully this video helped. I hope that you find quadratic equations a wee bit easier. This is factorising them when you just have one x squared or one k squared or one t squared or p squared, whatever it is. I'm going to do a follow-up video of when you have more than one x squared or k squared. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Look after yourself and remember, maths is okay and you can do it. Bye.